Welcome to the second video in this Active Directory series. In the first video, we had installed Active Directory using a domain controller virtual machine, and then we also created a client virtual machine that we then connected into the Active Directory and allowed for remote connection for all users. In this video, we're going to play around with group policy, showcasing an example of enforcing a group policy, as well as enabling and disabling accounts. So the first thing we're going to do is set up group policy for an account lockout after 5 bad password attempts. So we're going to run this command, gpmc.msc. This is going to open up the group policy management. And here we're going to open the forest for mydomain.com, domains, my domain, and here we have the default domain policy. So I'm going to right click on this and hit edit. And we're going to come over here to computer configuration, policies, Windows settings, security settings, account policies, account lockout policy, and here we have the account lockout threshold. So we're going to change this to 5 attempts and hit apply. So what this policy now offers is that the duration for an account lockout will be 10 minutes. So if there's 5 bad passwords entered, then there won't be an ability to access the account for 10 minutes. And the reset account lockout counter is enabled for 10 minutes. So that means you have a 10-minute window span for those 5 bad passwords. And every 10 minutes it'll reset. So if you've had 4 bad password attempts, in 10 minutes, it'll reset back to 0. So normally it'll take about 90 minutes for the group policy to be active across the network, but we're going to go ahead and enforce that now. I'm going to open up PowerShell. Inside of PowerShell, we're going to type in the command gpupdate/force. This is now updating the policy. And the group policy has been updated, so now the account lockout is in effect across the network. Now that the group policy has been put in effect for the account lockout, we're going to attempt to log in to a standard user account, a non-administrative account, using remote desktop connection with a bad password. So the account is wed.caf. So it'll be password attempt 1, password attempt 2, password attempt 3, password attempt 4, password attempt number 5. Now on the 6th one, it should be locked out. And there is our warning. That is a security precaution. The user account has been locked out because there are too many logon attempts or password change attempts. So they'll have to wait 10 minutes or contact the system administrator for technical support. Now we're back on the domain controller. The first thing we're going to do is open up Active Directory users and computers. We're going to find the user that's been locked out and go to reset password. So we will provide the user with a new temporary password and go ahead and click OK. So the password has been changed. And now we're going to attempt to log in with the new password. So now we are going to attempt to log in to the locked user account now that it has been unlocked on the domain controller. And the new password was a success. The account is now loading. Now we're going to open PowerShell to verify what account we're logged in as. And we could see that the wed.caf account that was locked out from the bad password is now active again. We're going to return to the domain controller in the Active Directory Users and Computers app and return to the user who just had his account locked out from a bad password. This time we're going to disable the account. So right-clicking on the user and coming down and clicking Disable Account. We see that the account has now been disabled. We're now going to attempt to log into the account that was previously disabled on the domain controller. We have a pop-up saying the user account is currently disabled and cannot be used. For assistance, contact your system administrator or technical support. So we return to the domain controller to unlock the user's account. So we right-click on the account and click Enable Account. We now see that the account has been enabled. We're going to test that the account has been enabled by trying to log back in. And the login is a success. So we will now verify which account we are logged in using PowerShell. And we can see we now are active in the account that was disabled and then enabled. And now we return to the domain controller to just briefly look at security logs. So we're going to open up the event viewer, come over to Windows Logs and Security. And these logs keep track of everything that has happened on the network. So we can scroll down. We see that there's been a lot of successful events. But we see here audit failure. So whenever we click on this to examine what had happened, the computer attempted to validate the credentials for an account and it did not occur. So this is the event log for whenever the account was disabled and the user attempted to log back in.